So welcome to 2025, where populism will be reshaping the global landscape. From the US to Europe, populist leaders are gaining huge traction, challenging the current status quo and rewriting the rules of democracy. But what is driving this surge in populism? Let's dive into the factors that are actually fueling this movement. First, which is a big one, would be economic inequality. In 2025, across the globe, the gap between the rich and poor is wider than ever. Many people feel left behind by globalization, and they're turning to populist leaders who are promising to protect their jobs and their livelihoods. Second would be cultural backlash. And as societies become more diverse, a lot of people are feeling threatened by immigration and the ever-growing trend of multiculturalism. And as with any politician, populist leaders are exploiting these fears, promising to preserve traditional values and their voters' national identity. And third would be a huge rise in the distrust for institutions. In 2025, trust in governments, media, and corporations is at an all-time low, beginning way back in 2023. People are fed up with the corruption, inefficiency, and broken promises that are made by their governments. And populist leaders are capitalizing on this anger, positioning themselves as outsiders who will eventually shake up the system. But here's the twist. Populism, as seen with history, often comes at a cost. They tend to undermine current democratic norms, usually erode checks and balances, and concentrate power in their own hands. And in the past, this has led to authoritarianism, widespread corruption, and economic instability. So what would this mean for the future of our modern-day democracy? And as we stand now, the answer is very uncertain. While populism is a response to real problems, it may or may not always be the solution. In 2025, the world is at a crossroads. Will we embrace populism and risk looting our freedoms, or will those populist leaders fulfill on their promises? So the rise of populism in 2025 is somewhat a wake-up call for all of us. It's a reminder that democracy is fragile and it's up to us to protect it, and in certain circumstances, not always against the populists.